Hey y'all, today we are doing some IMC flying, IFR, due to IMC conditions. So everything is instrument approaches today, instrument departures today. Won't be able to see squat. Arlington is our departure airport. Take off runway 16. Overcast layer at 500 AGL. Light rain and mist. In Portland, they're landing east, so we'll plan 10 left. Overcast layer at 700 AGL. So as you can see, lots of clouds, no rain really, just misty. Not much turbulence. It's cloudy both places. It might have a little bit of a break in here. Get away from the clouds there, so that'd be kind of cool. Tops doesn't really go very high. It's like 7,000 feet or so. So we'll be way above the clouds, so we won't be blinded. And there's no ice. So happy trails. So we're doing Arlington to Portland, King Air. We're going to do the Arlington 2 out of here. I'll add that to the flight plan. All right, get out my trusty calculator here. 584 plus 235 plus 626 and 200 taxi divided by 6.5 is 253, so we'll say 252 times 0.5 is 126. So we need 126 gallons per main fuel. Altimeter is 3038, or I mean 37. Portland is landing east. St. Golf, Arlington, Portland, 22, Seattle. Okay. Flight plan on file. So we're here at Arlington. So CTAP is 122.725. Arlington 2, we're going to take off heading 162 at 1,000 feet. Above 1,000 feet, we'll make a right turn at 250 degrees. And then above 2,000, we'll get vectored to our first fix, which is Payne VOR. And then from Payne, we'll join Victor 23 to Seattle VOR. And then from Seattle, direct Buzo. We're doing the Buzo Crater 2 arrival. So we got to be above 11,000 at Helms as we're descending, between 10 and 13 at Crater. Probably going to be landing this way, which is the 10 east transition. Turbojet aircraft descending via Mach number until intercept 280, maintain 280. Turbojet. So there's nothing that says turbojet only. This is just turbojet advisory. We're fine as a turboprop to file this flight plan. So let me see. Nut 278 after nut. So yeah, we'll just keep going this way. Vectored for the approach, which will be the RNAV Yankee 10 left because that's 300. Could do ILS 10 left if I really need to. It's the same. And I have problems with the ILS, so we'll just stick with the RNAV Yankee 10 left. 300 radar altitude minimums for this approach, so that should get us under that 700 foot minimum. So all good there. And then we will park here at the FBO at Portland. So that is it in a nutshell. Let's head on over to the aircraft. All right, here we are at good old Arlington. The developer that makes this King Air Airfoil Labs also makes this scenery. So everything works well, except for the people like to do the forward moonwalk without actually moving. So it's the only problem. They need to update their 3D people or something, because that does not look right to me. All right, same thing with this side, 126, and then we'll be good on fuel. I got about 24 or 5 gallons of fuel in the auxiliary tanks already. All right, walk around, fueled up, safety checks, all that fancy stuff completed. .22 on the battery, so all is swell. I'll turn on the battery. External power is blinking. Okay, well that looks good. That's good. Check our inverters. That's good. Do fuel check. Make sure these valves close for fire. Put those back to auto. Oxygen 100. Battery bus up normal position. Engine anti-ice on. And we're just gonna go 3/4 today. So passengers are all loaded up. Safety briefing while we check these lights. Seatbelts, no smoking lights. Check the cargo hold. Make sure everything is secure. Turn on the baggage light there. I'm gonna remove them steps now. Turn on the beacon light. And we got the generator guy on the right side, so we're gonna start the left engine first. Okay. Low idle. Check for hot start, hung start, oil pressures in the green. Nice cool start on that one. External power is gone. We got 28 volts left engine, so we're going to use the left engine to start the right engine. Now that the ground power unit guy has walked away, it's safe to do so. Same thing, should be a nice cool start. Got rotation in the turbine. Oil pressure's in the green. Nice cool start at just over 600. Good to go there. Leave that on 28 triple. Do another bus sense test. We got Gentile lights. All is Schwell. Reset. Need 11 psi each bleed. Got 11 on the right. We'll turn that off. And got 11 on the left. Now I'll turn them both on. Auto and auto for some air conditioning or heating or whatever it calls for. Alright, now it's time for some power. Turn on the inverters. EFIS, avionics. Trim here for takeoff. And I got takeoff flaps set. Turn on the furnace and coffee maker for our passengers. All lights work. Slave the gyros. Turn that doohickey on. On 3562.
Wind light and variable. Visibility 2. Rain. Sky conditions 500 overcast. Temperature 13, dew point 13. Altimeter 3037.
All right. And CTAF is 122.72 as briefed. And 122.2 is simulating a phone call to ATC, so we'll use that here in a moment. We'll just monitor it for a moment. Actually, we're gonna have to request it now, so. Actually, we'll get the requests later. I usually get what I request, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, elevation here is 142, so yeah, that's right on the altimeter setting. So, flight plan, we are Arlington, so we're going to do a procedure departure 16 for the Arlington 2, so go ahead and load that. From there, we're going to go to Payne VOR. And then we're going to load an airway, Victor 23 to Seattle. I'm going to load that. And then we're going to go to Portland. We're going to load a procedure and arrival, Crater 2 from Buzo for the 10s. So we're going to load that. All that looks good. We'll worry about the approach later. Engine ice is on. Let's do auto ignition. Windshield anti-ice on low. Auto anti-ice on the prop, it's in the green. We don't need it, so we'll turn that off. That was just a quick test. Need full power for this. Wing de-ice. tail the ice. Do a ground idle stop check.
Number 3 Echo Bravo, contact Seattle Center 133.4. 133.4, True Echo Bravo.
Should go back to idle, which it is. Auto feather check, AFX lights, feather to
Number
left.
373 Echo Bravo, Salt Lake Center, Livingston, altimeter 3011.
Feather number 2 engine. Go ahead and arm the system. .500 feet below. Descent rate good. And I filed 220, so we're gonna set this for 23. I like to do 1,000 feet above our cruise. Do an EFIS check here. Approach, bleed air on, engine anti-ice on, rotate 102, it's right there, it's fine. Do taxi and reco light. Not sure what he'll give us for that. We'll go ahead and squawk when we get our clearance. All that looks fine. No idiot lights stay on, so all good there. Get rid of that. I'll switch to CTAF 2272. Arlington traffic, King Air 139, taxiing to runway 16 via Alpha, Arlington traffic. We got left controls, we got right, airline is good on that. Switch back to our simulated phone call here. We'll get our clearance. As long as I'm moving less than 8 knots, I can simulate this phone call. If you're going too fast, it won't work. Good afternoon, Seattle departure, King Air 1399 on the ground at Arlington with weather. Request IFR to Portland.
Number 139er, Seattle departure cleared to Portland Airport as filed. Maintain 2000. And expect flight level 220 within 5 minutes. Departure with Seattle approach 120.4, squawk 4257, and hold for release.
Cleared to Portland via Arlington 2. Departure, actually, he said as filed. Climb maintain 2000. Expect flight level 220 in 5 minutes. Departure 120.4. Squawk 4257. Hold for release. I'm also number 1, ready for departure. King Air 1399.
Number 1399er, read back correct. Release for departure. Clearance void if not off by the top of the hour. Time now 18:54. Off in 6 minutes. Call back with 10 within 10 from now with your intention. Re-exchange approved.
If not in the air within 6 minutes, call back within 10 with intentions. Frequency change approved. King Air 1399. That's basically a IFR. I'm going to go back to CTAF. That's a IFR departure clearance. So that just means when you have uncontrolled fields such as this, and if you need to depart IFR, it's a lockdown. So 1 in, 1 out IFR holds. So while he placed me on an IFR hold, that means he cannot, under IFR, land anyone. He cannot give authorization for someone to fly an approach into here because I have an IFR departure. So that's how that works. Departure is 120.4. Arlington traffic, King Air 139, taking off runway 16 for a right crosswind departure. Arlington traffic. Four 4257.
Auto feather lights on. Airspeed alive. 60 knots. V1. Rotate. V2. Positive rate. Gear up. Attitudes check. Gear indicates up. Flaps indicates up.
All right, we should be turning here at 1,000 feet. Yep, there we go. Up to 2. Let's switch to departure. Back off the props a little bit. Seattle departure, King Air 1399, Arlington 2, leaving 1,700 for 2,000.
Number 139er, Seattle departure, radar contact 12 north of the Payne VOR, turn left, direct, Payne, and climb and maintain 15,000. Seattle altimeter 3036.
Left turn direct to Payne VOR, climb maintain 15,000, 3036, King Air 139er. Sector.
Phoenix approach, Phenom 443, Bravo, Bravo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, on the ground, Scottsdale like an IFR to Van Nuys.
Number 3, Bravo, Bravo, quite a bit of static on the frequency. If you could change to my frequency 122.2, it seems like simulates a phone call, and I'll have that for you there in just a moment.
That's what I just did. Yep. The other guy was handling that. All right, so we're gonna go direct Payne back to GPS.
Number 3, Bravo, Bravo, Phoenix departure, cleared to Van Nuys Airport, is 07 departure, harbor transition that is filed. Maintain 6,000, spec flight level 430 within 10 minutes. The Phoenix departure frequency 119.2 and squawk 5402, hold for release.
Alright, Phenom 3 Bravo Bravo's cleared to Van Nuys. It's 07, harbor is filed 6,430, 10 minutes after departures 192, squawk 5402.
Number 3 Bravo Bravo, read back correct, hold for release. Just give me a call back on
I'm gonna go to climb mode now.
Hold for release, give you
Autopilot climb mode there. So what that does, it maintains a speed depending on our altitude. It will prevent us from stalling, and it should give us roughly 1,500 feet per minute climb. And I can adjust that with the up and down if I want, but that's
Number 3-1 Golf,
we're okay with that.
Denver Center, roger.
He's at 3.6, so let's change that.
Number 139er, contact Seattle Center 126.6.
Seattle Center 126.6, King Air 1399. Seattle Center, King Air 1399, 7,600, climbing 15,000.
Number 139er, Seattle Center, climb and maintain flight level 220.
Climb maintain flight level 220, King Air 1399. All right, unrestricted. 220. Turn off them lights. High enough now. I don't need those. I can manage any feathering myself at this altitude. Voltage is all good. Leave the seatbelts and all that on for right now. Get a little bit higher. Got cabin rate climbing, all is swell. Right engine anti-ice is still on. We can turn those off. That will increase our torque as also.
November 1 Golf Juliet, descendant panels discretion, maintain flight level 240.
Pass discretion to 240, 1 Golf Juliet.
So this is the speed for the climb. It does it automatically. So it's 160 knots above 10,000. So that's why we're at 160 now. And then when we get to 15,000, it will automatically drop to 150 knots. So you'll see that when we get to there. And of course, we won't get any higher than 22. So the lowest will be is 140. So once we get to 20,000, it will drop to 140. Yeah, every 5,000 feet, it will drop to the slowest it can go, which is basically the blue line here. And that's going all the way up into the 30,000 feet. So I'm not doing that. This thing will always go, it will use up all your auxiliary fuel first, and then it will use your main fuel. So I only put about 24, 25 gallons per wing in auxiliary, and I only use that for prepping, you know, ground ops while we're sitting there on the ground and punching in flight plans and doing all the checks. The actual calculated flight fuel that you need for alternate and coming back and all that is my main fuel here. So we haven't even started to use that fuel, so we're going to be fine.
Just call back within 10 from now with your intentions. Bring exchange approved.
Coming up to 15,000, so we'll start bleeding up some speed here. Should do it automatically. Yep, now it's slowing to 150. It does it nice and gradual, which is one thing I like about it. Got a mountain way out there in a distance. I'm going to pause the rest of the climb out. One thing I'm going to do when we reach 18,000 feet is spin this to 2992 standard pressure for the transition level of 180 on both sides, and then we'll pick it up at cruise. See you in a second. All right, we got 1,000 feet to go. Turn the seatbelt sign off.
139er, descend via crater 2, arrival Portland, landing east, altimeter 3034.
Descend via the crater 2, arrival east transition 3034, King Air 1399. Alright, so we got our descent clearance. So I'm doing my notes on my side table. I just put a Y next to the crater 2 that says yes, I can descend via, because sometimes I forget that I was given the instruction that I can descend. Doesn't mean you have to descend right now. It just means when you reach your calculated top of descent, you are authorized to descend. You never want to start descending on a star until you actually get that permission to do so. Otherwise, you'll get a pilot deviation, as they say. We don't want those. All right, we're picking up some speed here.
Albuquerque Center 134.32.
Looking at top of descent is
Albuquerque Center, Phenom
9 minutes.
Bravo 15000 for 210 direct Keys.
Phenom 443 Bravo Albuquerque Center, climb and maintain flight level 430.
As you can see, I'm on standard pressure now.
430, Phenom 3 Bravo.
So I'm going to lower the condition levers. We're going to lower the torque a little bit because when you lower the prop RPMs, the torque will climb, as you can see. So we're going to bring this down to 15.5. We'll push back the throttle to about 90 because as it increases speed, the torque will also rise. And then we're going to jump back here and give our guests some tables. He's already got an iPod or pad or whatever it's called. And he's looking out the window, so I don't think he needs that, so we'll leave that away for him. Seatbelt lights are off. All good to go. Yeah, I kind of remember now in our briefing that we would be flying out of the clouds and then we'll be flying back into the clouds when we start descending.
Denver Center, Learjet 1 Golf Juliet, living 350.
Number 1 Golf Juliet, roger.
Alright, we're at 22, so between negative 20 and 29. It's more like 16, isn't it? Torque 91. So I'll bring back the torque to 91. That should give me 411 fuel rate. That checks out. And total fuel flow, obviously times 2, right? And knots should be 230. Yeah, pretty right on the money. Not too shabby. And Portland's D8 currently is 3034. Say our weight will be 12.7. Altitude at Portland is 31. Temperature is 15 Celsius. That's actually correct then. Wind speed is 6 knots.
Learjet 1 Golf Juliet, contacted Denver Center 118.57.
1857 1 Golf Juliet.
Runway heading is
Denver Center, Learjet 2 Golf Juliet, flight level 308 for 240.
and let me see what the gradient is.
Flight level 190, advise when you have the weather and if you have an approach request, I can take it.
Alright, descend, maintain flight level 190 and we'll advise on weather. We'll have one Golf Juliet.
Portland, 10 left, slope 0, so that's fine. Flaps down, set our markers. Field length required is 3,000 feet, so we're definitely good there. VREF is 101 plus 10. Still got about 20 miles or so before our top of descent. Almost had a cow. Saw the FPS up here quit moving. So I was like, oh no. This is one of the few like all my airliners, with the exception of one, maybe two, have an autosave feature. Every 5 minutes it saves the entire flight. Location, altitude, speed, FMS, everything. So if the sim does take a nosedive, I can just restart the sim and load the autosave file, and it'll put me right back where it was 5 minutes, earlier or whatever it was when it saved. So I love that feature, and I wish more developers would actually use that. Alright, we gotta be above 11,000 at Helms. So we are approaching top of descent at about 10 miles. Then we'll start on our way down. $30.34. Just say plus 100 on the altitude.
Vertical track.
So Portland's altitude is 31, so it'd be 131 on the cabin pressure when we do that. And we're gonna spin this for 11 to start with. And then I'm gonna hit vertical speed right now, or the descent I meant, not vertical speed. So we're in descent mode with that button right there, and that will start descending us at 1,500 feet per minute. And we'll just keep an eye on it as we go. And now that we are descending and leaving our last assigned altitude, we gotta let ATC know that we're leaving our last assigned altitude. Seattle Center, King Air 1399 is leaving 220.
Number 139er, roger.
I was talking to a friend of mine that says he's going to get some sort of ATC, like AI type program that, quote, gives real world procedures, but I'm not so sure it would teach you to call ATC to let them know you're leaving your last assigned altitude. So I feel like there's some drawbacks with using non-human ATC type programs. I just don't feel like you're going to get your phraseology right. Like you're not really learning, in my opinion, when you're using those types of programs. In fact, I think it gives you, bad habits that you have to overcome. But that's just me, to each their own. He's not one into flying online, so if he wants ATC and he doesn't want to talk to humans and do it that way, then that's totally up to him. More power to him. He doesn't fly like I do, so I like doing everything as real world as I possibly can make it. 100. Cabin rate is descending about 600 feet per minute. Coming up to transition altitude at flight level 180. .35 is usually Portland's approach. 128. 35 is ATIS.
Parallel runways in use. VFR departures, contact, clearance, delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested.
Bravo, Helen
Notice to airman runway 321 closed. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Mike. Portland International Airport. ATIS information, Mike. 1853 Zulu. Wind 140 at 6. Visibility 10. 700 scattered. Ceiling 1,100 broken. 2,000 overcast. Temperature 15. Dew point 12. Altimeter 3034. Arriving and parting runways 10 left. 10 right. ILS runway 10 left and runway 10 and approach in use. Simultaneous approaches to parallel runways in use. VFR departures, contact, clearance, delivery. Advise on course heading, altitude, and if flight following is requested. Notice to airman runway 321 closed. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Mike.
Walker 3512 Jackson, ground runway 19er, taxi via Alpha.
Alright, we're over going Helens now, which is 11,000, so we're definitely above that. The next one we got to be between 10 and 13,000.
Denver Center, Legion 1 Golf Juliet, cancel IFR.
Number 1 Golf Juliet, IFR cancellation received, radar service terminated, squawk and maintain VFR.
We're only about 500 feet per minute deviation, so we should be fine.
Number 139er, contact Portland approach 124.35.
Portland approach 124.35, King Air 1399. Portland approach, King Air 1399, descend via the crater to east transition, leaving 15,000. Current with Mike, request RNAV Yankee 10 left approach from Boxham.
Number 139er, Portland approach, roger expected.
And I can plan on that, King Air 1399. So expect it doesn't mean to fly it, just means we can plan for it. We got 4 miles to make it down to 13,000 feet. And then after that, hiker is between 7 and 9, so we'll lower this to 7. I'm just doing one step at a time because you don't want to go under it. Looks like we're just now going to be making the 13,000 foot restriction because this waypoint is, as you can see here, between 10 and 13. And we are just now making it. So the next restriction is between 7 and 9, so we'll just keep on with this. going to close these tables. And we're going to turn on the seatbelt light. Yep, that's back on now. We got 5 miles to go to Hiker, and we got to be under 9,000 feet. And we're about 500 deviations, so we should be fine on that.
Los Angeles Center 124.62. Good day.
We got to be at 210 knots at Voodoo. That's where we're at right now, basically. 10,000 foot. We'll just turn on some lighting here. Do auto ignition and auto feather back on. Between 7 and 9, we've got 1 mile to go. Barely making it here, so I'm going to speed up the descent a little bit. We're only about 300 feet high, so not horrible, not perfect, but click down a few times. So the lowest altitude on this star is 5,000. And that is at Voodoo, so the next waypoint is our 5,000 foot. We got to cross right at the money at 5,000. And it's like 1,500 foot per minute is required. To click up. And 210 knots. Complete IMC, can't see nothing. A little bit there maybe, a little bit of ground, but nothing out in front where it matters. 126.9er is sometimes our second approach controller. And we're going to approach, RNAV 10 left Yankee. Just load that for right now. Engine ice on. All that is good. Trying to hold 210 knots here. Then we depart nut 278. We got the heading set. Leveling out at 5,000 feet right here at Voodoo. So we only messed up the crossing restrictions by 300 feet on that one. Last one, I think. Everything else we've hit right on the money, so. No biggie. It's close enough for government work. I'd have to argue we'd probably doing a lot better than any of the government work that's being done in real life. No matter what side of the hill you agree with. And I'm not getting into politics, trust me. I'm just making an overall general thing there that politics are not, it's more of an entertainment value these days than taking care of anybody. All right, 5,000. We're making our right turn. We're at 210 knots. Everything is good. So actually, we're probably going to get a left turn. So I'm just going to set this for 210, and then I can adjust it accordingly. And 18.7 is tower, and ground is 0.9er. We're going to be parking at Atlantic today.
Jackson Hole Tower, Walker 3512.
Wind is a slight right crosswind.
19er, ready for departure.
Barely noticeable.
We're 3512 Jackson Tower, wind at 230 at 4, runway 19er, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 19er, Walker 3512.
Here 139er, turn left heading 190, descend and maintain 3000.
Left turn 190, descend and maintain 3000, King Air 1399. It's one of those things you just have to try.
139er, when able, clear direct to Buxom, cross Buxom at or above 3000, cleared the RNAV Yankee runway 10 left approach.
Clear direct Buxom, cross Buxom at or above 3000, cleared RNAV Yankee 10 left approach, King Air 1399. Alright, so let me go back to this flight plan, approach, activate approach, direct, Buxom, activate, nav. And then after Buxom, we'll just hold 3000 for a little bit, and then we'll go down to 2000 feet. Because trail is no lower than 2,900, so that's like 3.7 miles after Buxom, so I might as well just stay at 3,000. Definitely cloudy here at gloomy Portland. Missed approach procedure. Climb to 800 feet.
Vertical track.
3512, contact Salt Lake Center.
Salt Lake Center, Walker 3512.
And then left turn to 4,200. So that's what we'll reset it for. Let the GPS take care of any missed approach procedure if we need to. Just have to set the MCP for the right thing. Alright, 18.7
Walker 3512, Salt Lake City Center, radar
is
contact.
tower.
I'm going to maintain flight level 230.
Got all that on. All that's good.
Here,
No.
139er, contact Portland Tower 118.7.
Portland Tower 118.7, King Air 1399. Portland Tower, King Air 1399, established on the RNAV 10 left approach.
November 139er, Portland Tower, wind 120 at 6, runway 10 left, clear line.
10 left, clear land, King Air 1399. Alright, now we're going down to 2,000. And again, the minimums are 400 radar. I'm not going to readjust that. It would actually be, and it's 300 radar, so 296 MSL, so we'll just say 300 MSL is our minimums. So we have to see the runway or the lights or something by then. And we're going to mash approach, capture that VNAV. Gear traveling. Props full.
$1,000 feet to minimums.
21.9er is ground. Not that I think we'll use it. We've got it set, and we're going to set this for 42 for missed approach. And if we need to go straight out to 800 feet. Gear down, 3 green. Alright, we got the
500
field.
feet to minimums.
Crossing over Pearson.
Walker 3512, contact Salt Lake City Center 135.77.
And we're just going to hand fly this puppy in now.
200 feet to minimums. $100 feet to minimums.
Walker 3512, Salt Lake City Center, climbing maintain flight level 450.
Wind is straight down the runway, so no problem there.
Walker 3512, clear direct big plane EVR.
$100 feet. 50 feet.
Always stop after the stop bar, not before. Portland Tower, King Air 1399, looking for Atlantic.
139er 2 Atlantic via Alpha, this frequency, we'll see ya.
Parking via Alpha with you, 1399, we'll see you. Alright, so Alpha, we're just gonna go straight in here, and we're going to turn off the strobes and landing lights, and those, and pedo, and stall warning. Turn off the prop sync. Come over here to our handy dandy hangar, our own private hangar. Pressure is even. So we're going to turn off the environment, pressure system, bleed air, and all that junk. Standby. Furnace those off. Close the O2.
Disconnected.
Avionics off. EFIS off. Inverters off. The inverters are right here. We can feather the prop. Fuel cutoff. And let me see here. So let me make sure I'm offline. Let's do a replay of that landing.
Flaps indicates up. 200 feet to minimums.
Do a
100 feet to minimums,
tower
60
view
knots.
first, and then a passenger view second.
100 feet. 50 feet.
Nailed the touchdown zone. Right on the 1,000-foot marker.
Airspeed alive.
The latest Pilot Edge client will automatically disconnect you from the network if you press the replay feature. But I haven't updated to that client, and I'm in habit of disconnecting and checking before I do a replay anyway. So I think I've only done a replay online once, and that was years ago. All right, so turn off that battery. Turn that off. Let's come up here. Open that up. Wish there was a way to steer. I have never figured out a way to make this thing go left and right. Man, this takes forever. All right. All right, guys. If you like this video, if you like my content, please mash that thumbs up, like, and subscribe. Helps gets the videos out there and lets me know you guys enjoy the effort I put into these. Otherwise, what's the point, right? Train, trolley. Wonder how far away that goes. I don't think that's a FedEx ramp. Just saying. FedEx ramp is over there. Never really noticed a train before. That'd be cool if they had this modeled inside, but I guess I'll get the FBO when I buy the Hot Start Challenger 650. So that's my plan right now, actually, is to get that, but I'm waiting until like Black Friday or any type of specials they might have before I spend over $100 on that plane, but kind of looking forward to it. And I think the first plane I'm going to get before even that one comes out is the Just Like TBM 850 for Microsoft Flight Sim. So that should be fun as well. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Chase out.